Who doesn't love a skanking song to start off your Sundays? Figures not included, live here on YouTube. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll wait for people to show up. I see you, Josh Brown. Hello. Hey, old buddy, old pal, sport. I'll be seeing you soon at Legion's Con this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, people say it's the best convention out there in the world. But for you guys, I want to bring you the best guest I can possibly think of. This guy has been a consummate professional, and he's become a friend, sort of. You know, I feel very, very lucky that I can call him that. He's worked at Mondo. He does independent stuff with PBR. You've seen his art. You've seen his face, and now he's here on the show. I'm so excited to bring on the show Attack Peter.
What's up? What's up, Mike? How's it going?
Dude, I am doing so well. I've been holding on to this can to drink on the show. This is water. It's water.
Okay. Yeah, you know what's funny is I did a beer collaboration, and I haven't been able to drink beer successfully in 3 years. My stomach is like, bro, you're done. You're 42. You had your time. You're gonna go ahead and grab a liquid death while everybody else is drinking a beer. But I proudly display them, and I tell other people to drink it. You know?
Exactly. Well, for me, last month we talked about on the show. My stomach has gone to shit, and so I've been.
How old are you?
I'm turning 40 next year.
That's right. You just told me. Yeah. That's the thing is I remember distinctly being 39 and a half, right before my 40th, and saying the joints aren't what they were, you know, I'm starting to have to be a little bit more introspective of my dinner, you know what I mean? And and I'm so over that, but it's the reality. And nowadays I just try to be very careful with it. Having said that, great collectibles, these beer cans, is what we're saying.
Exactly. You gotta get them all. You know, it's for the collection aspect of it, not for the drinking.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been getting there. You know, turning 40 on the precipice where everything is hurting. I'm like, oh, so I'm dying. And, you know. Did
anybody tell you that when you were a kid? 'Cause I feel like I didn't have those conversations. My parents would always be like, you know, you'll see, you can't, you know, or I'd be like, hey, you don't want to eat an entire bag of Smarties? And my grandparents would be like, you can't, wait till you get my age, you won't be able to eat. And then they were eating prunes and shit. And I'm like, what happens? Is it, you know, and then it's but now I'm like, oh my God, I'm entering my I do eat dates, not prunes, but eating dates. But I'm entering my sun-dried fruit era.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been slowly getting to that place of oh, okay, I see time passing me by now, and I can't shoot food the way I used to do it a year ago.
Oh wow!
But man, what we are digesting today is everything that you've done, all the amazing art that you've been a part of, and I kind of just want to say hi to everyone that's putting there. Sebastian. Oh, dude, Sebastian was posting some insane concept stuff.
He's awesome.
The Mighty Duck stuff, I've been wanting that to come back in some way or some form. So, hey, man.
He's doing the brewer strategy, and I respect it. In fact, you know, I've talked about it a few times, and eventually, you know, we're going to be at the point where we're releasing and showing these off. We're really close. They're painting them now. But Sebastian hit me up about a year ago saying, hey, I was inspired by Brewers Ghostbusters. Here's my attempt at something. I don't know if you have plans to do this, but he sent me these great early sculpts for Goofy Movie, which we announced that it literally got Hector and I to go, we should just do Goofy Movie. We have the license, and Sebastian is going to be the one responsible for it. It's a whole team effort, of course, but right now they're being painted, and I sent him an early snapshot. Don't ask him for it, or else he'll be, excommunicated. But but yeah, Sebastian's awesome, and he's one to watch, in my opinion.
How does that work? You know, if people I think that's always the hardest thing when it comes to getting your art and having it be accessible and having people see it as opposed to just sharing on with friends and family. How do you what's the advice you give to someone that does have that skill and that talent and that passion but just needs the attention?
You want the official how to, and
How
then I'll
to.
give you then the Attack Peter how to.
Okay, let's
So
do it.
the official one, what I was told my whole life, and I don't know, Mike, if you have this in common. We both, for those listening, grew up in Miami. I think we bonded over that,
Oh, yeah.
and have a lot in common there. And the key thing to me growing up in Miami was that the whole world of everything that I loved, the entertainment, films, music, toys. We had stuff in our culture, especially like our Hispanic cultures. There's tons of that. But there was this other thing that felt like a million miles away in Hollywood and California. So I
Right.
always felt like, what do I do? I want to get good at my skills and my art and all that, but what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to get on people's radar? I used to do things like I was in a band we talked about that in the
Yep.
late 90s, early 2000s. And I had no idea how to get my band's demo in front of people who could do something with it. It's
Yeah.
not like Miami had a big rock scene. Well, it did actually, but it didn't have like a big A&R label scene or anything
Right,
like
right. Yeah. Big
that.
locals.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so I used to buy tickets to concerts that would start 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Get there. Well, I should say my mom would take me
Exactly. You
concert.
get dropped off, of course.
She
Yeah.
would drop me off. Sometimes, bless her soul, she would stay all day. But we would go to like a concert that's near a mall or something. So she would go to the mall. But Jesus, she should be canonized.
She's a saint.
It's a saint. And
She's having candles at Sedano's, you know?
dude, 100%. So then, so I would get there at noon because I figured out that that's when bands start to do sound check. And they're there, they're hanging out, they're awake, they're walking around, but they're not like mobbed by fans. So I would
Right.
get there with my demos and I would sneak backstage or wait around by the backstage area. And yeah, Churchill's, good call, man.
Yeah.
I played there a couple times, and so I would sneak in to meet the bands and then hand them my demo. And eventually it paid off. And I just formed this idea in my head, like if I'm going to get on people's radar, it's not going to be because I follow some like, stonecutter philosophy of like the way things are. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
right,
there's no
right.
secret handshake to get you in to network. First of all, I've been trying to do this since I'm like 15 or 14 years old. So I'm already too young for most networking parties. And, and then in addition to that, like I didn't know what to do. I honestly didn't know what to do. Like there weren't even like a lot of cons. Like in Miami, there was no real cons.
Nothing.
Yeah, now
Florida SuperCon was like, that was like what, 15, like 10 something, 15
yeah,
years ago?
2011, 2012, they like maybe a little 2010 around there, but it was like it was a local thing with local like it wasn't a big guest thing.
No.
Public. Eventually, it got bigger, but there was just nothing, dude. Like, and by the way, the internet still was dog shit back then. So it was like,
Yeah.
so for me, it was always like sneak in, get in by any means necessary, and probably annoy 35% of the people in the periphery who will then later shit talk you for being too like abrasive or aggressive or blunt or eager or too desperate. I've heard so much shit. And
Sure.
and then eventually, if your work is good and you hustle, it just works. It just happens. You got to be polite, kind. You have to be thoughtful. Things that you learn with age, not when you're 13 or 14. But yeah, it used to be that exact thing. What Roland wrote there is like you'd have to show up with your portfolio and hope. And I just don't have the patience for that shit. So I used to go to Comic-Con with like shitty art or art that I think even now is good, but not like relevant to what these folks are doing.
Yeah.
And just walk and go, here, look at this to their tables and like, just like, I don't know, like guerrilla style.
Yeah.
So I, nowadays that I'm on this side of things, and I'm on both sides of things, to be honest with you. I'm constantly on both sides of things. But on the side of the creative director at Mondo, I get sent stuff all the time,
Sure,
all
man.
day long,
Sure.
and fine. Like I'm happy to receive it. It means that people think that my opinion matters and all that. So that's a good thing.
Right.
But it's tough sometimes to cut through. To cut through. If you're sending me something, that day, you're one of like 50 people who hit me up for some reason. And I'm sure for other people, it's even fucking crazier. I think of like, what's Jim Lee's DM? He probably just turns it off.
I'm sure at that point, yeah.
You know,
He turned it off. He turned it off 30 years ago.
dude, for real. There was a day I remember when I started working at Mondo. My social media thing just changed. Like it just changed for me, where I could just go on social media and enjoy it, whatever it is. Yeah. And now I open it and it's like the notification is like, I'm like, oh fuck. Because
when was that flip? Do you remember?
It was right when I got to Mondo, and then there was like a giant PR disaster where like the original gang from Mondo got let go by Funko. Yeah. And then so things got like, you know, busy, but like it was heated. It wasn't necessarily like a
lot of bad press around that time.
It was a bummer time, dude. I got dragged. And then maybe when I think it was really last year when it really popped off, when we announced the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, really, Ghostbusters.
And just the announcement of it at Chicago at C2E2, it got crazy, and in a good way, you know. And it was it was really Brewer, and it was Mondo kind of like had been building up to that moment where we're like, hey, I know we have a history of being the poster company and the record company, but the reality is the gang here, while we still love and celebrate and release posters and records, there's a big energy internally to be like the next big figure company. And that's just because of who's here now. Like the old gang was more focused on records and prints, and you saw a lot more energy into that. Right. And it makes sense, which is what I think actually makes Mondo really cool. It's like it's a place where if you're a creative, you can kind of steer the ship. You can will some things into existence. Non-point shout out. Yeah, Josh. Oh, we did talk about that. I remember that. Yeah, I used to worship those guys. I still talk to them once in a while.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it turned into this moment where we had been working to kind of rebuild our image, to kind of introduce who we were to the public. Mondo was, kind of in this weird spot where the gang that stayed behind was not necessarily as in front of the camera as the old gang used to be.
Yeah.
And so when I got them, like, you guys, we're an awesome team. Everybody's really good at their job. We need to meet people and talk to people.
You got to put a face out there.
Put a face out. Yeah. Yes. And this is stuff that I had been doing just as Attack Peter independently, and then at Skybound as well. And it's not something that's native to a creative, truly, to be honest with you. It's a thing that we take for granted now. But if you're someone who's like a maker, you spend a lot of time making and thinking about making.
Yeah. And
hopefully you get to a point where your work can speak for itself, and you don't necessarily have to be doing the shit that I do, talking all the time. And so for some people, it's not comfortable, and that's fine. They shouldn't have to be able to do that. But the reality is, today's world, you kind of do. And so, especially as a company, and especially as a company that was like under fire and dealing with shit like that. So to me, it was the biggest thing. I said, guys, whoever's comfortable at this company being on camera, like, I don't care if you're customer service. I don't care if you're like behind the scenes in some non-creative way. Yeah. I'd love to share this with you and have you be a part of it, just because it tells a truer story about what our company is.
Right.
As it's currently set up, is a bunch of people who are like, oh shit, now what? And also, we're good at doing stuff. We should continue to do and be proud of it. Yeah. We should be proud of what we're doing, and let this work speak for itself, but also go introduce and meet the fans,
Right. And it was that kind of period where it felt like you guys finally got out of the shadow of everything that had happened in the past in terms of acquiring Mondo, and Mondo just sort of reorganizing and finding a new identity. And I think you guys have done a really great job in sort of being like, this is what Mondo is. This is what we do. This is our focus. These are the things that we want to make for you guys.
This is Mondo right now, is what I would say to people. Like, Mondo in the past was one thing that it's actually had many iterations. Different people have come and gone. And right now, this is what Mondo is. And when you look at the landscape of companies that make cool stuff that we all like to collect, it's rare to see a company that can morph and evolve and change and not do it because it's reacting to the landscape and the audience. And it's more like reacting to the fact of the people inside are like this engine.
Yeah.
And this is the engine you got, and this is the type of car you're going to have because this is the engine you got, and it'd be smart to just roll with that instead of wish it was something else or treat it like it's something else. So it's definitely been an adjustment period for us as a company internally, for Funko, who owns Mondo, for fans who have been with Mondo for 20 years, and we're like, okay, figures are cool, but what the heck is going on, you know? And so there's all of that, and it's just been my goal to make sure that no matter what the adversity is, no matter what the struggles are, that we just continue to be true to ourselves and know that one day, for one reason or another, we probably won't be here unless they figure out how to keep us living forever at some point, maybe before we go. And you know, we'll either retire or we'll move on or whatever it is. But Mondo should continue to be that, is my hope, and that we establish it in such a massive, like, clear way that whoever takes the mantle next says, hey, well, what I'm really into is blank, and there's an audience for it, and we can evolve into that. And that's great. Like, that's a rare thing nowadays. And for all, to be honest, for all the, you know, I read everything on the internet. And for all the shit,
read, man.
I know. I try to read everything, and I try to depersonalize, like take it, like not make it personal in any way, even when it's good. Like,
from what they're saying, because that's a.
Even when it's positive, like when it's positive, I don't go like that's nothing to do with me as an individual. It's positive to the work or the way the work was handled or whatever. But I read it all to try to get a sense of what our current environment is. And to be honest, like, I know there's a lot of people that think decisions happen because of outside forces or because Funko or a corporation, and sometimes it's true, and a lot of times we're allowed to like, we don't ever get told by Funko what to make or how to make it. And when I came to Mondo, I didn't expect it necessarily, but I wasn't going to be surprised if that's what happened. But it's very much been like, Peter and Hector, we trust you guys. The team loves working with you guys. So you guys tell us what you're thinking, and we'll figure out as a whole how to make this work. And we have Mondo's an amazingly, you know, robust team. It's a small team, but we got incredible a general manager. We have an amazing leadership team. It's a team effort of people who are just all in on supporting the creative ideas.
When you came into Mondo, was this the direction you wanted it to go, or was it
the only reason I wanted to come to Mondo? I'll be straightforward with everybody. Well, first of all, Mondo had been very good to me. Mondo had put me on a platform in 2020, early, right before the pandemic, with Godzilla doing official prints, and that just floodgates opened after that. And
did they reach out to you, or you reached out to them?
Well, going back to what you had asked me before, like, how do you get these things going? How should you do things? Again, the way you should do things probably is, I don't know, maybe take a portfolio and email somebody and say hi and introduce myself, or maybe get an agent. But I just found out that somebody on the Mondo team at the time in like 2018 or 2019 had followed me on Instagram. And I said, no, it had to be 2018. And I said, hey, I saw you follow my stuff, follow me on here, and I'm assuming you're a fan of my work, and I'm happy to send you, 5 free prints, whatever you want, as long as you take another 10 and put them in the break room at Mondo. And that's what,
like, you're already designing the contract.
Basically. Yeah.
This is how things are going to work. All right.
This is how it is. Yeah. And it was very much like, I expected him to say, nah, that's not how we do things, but he was super cool, and he took it and he left it. And I didn't hear back immediately, but I had seen, some like they were looking at my stuff online, socials. And so eventually I got to Comic-Con in San Diego, and I met them in person. They came up to my booth and they were like, we love your stuff and we want to work with you. Rob Jones specifically is the one, and Mitch. Nice. Super nice dudes. And I kept I was looking for a company that had the Toho license. I always jokingly talk about it, like I've been offered every gig at this point in terms of a license, but I wanted to work on Godzilla because I feel like I had something to show there. I had like a good angle on it, and they had it. So funny enough, they had just gotten it, and so that was like a perfect moment where I was hooked up with them. But when the reason I left Skybound, which was a great company, Robert Kirkman's company. You know, they own Walking Dead and Invincible and tons of great stuff. Amazing people there. Yeah. They had hired me just to be me at the company for a while. And I did that, and I felt like I learned a lot at being like an artist in residence. But I wanted to prove that I had skills and abilities behind the scenes as well. And I wanted to build something with a team. I always liked working with a team, probably going back to my band days, and Hector in particular. I've been following him and working with him because we launched a Godzilla figure before I worked at Mondo. Oh wow! And I just got to know him. I liked his energy. I felt like he was the real deal. Like he was a creative, but he also was like a good head on his shoulders in terms of being responsible and accountable with timing and schedules and budgets, and that's so rare. And so I felt like I met somebody who I got along with, had a great rapport with. And at one point, I told them, hey, I'm thinking of looking for something behind the scenes. Do you guys have anything? Again, coincidentally, they were about to hire another creative director. And I said, let me apply. You know, I would love to be that person. And that's how but it was really because I wanted to work with Hector, because I felt like the toys at the time were just starting to kind of like hit this moment where I'm like, there's some cool shit we could do here. Yeah. You know, and a lot of the toy business, my experience was at that point was like, unless you're in, you're out. And what do you mean if you're in, you're out? Meaning, like, if you're not in the toy industry, no one's looking for you to be in the toy industry because it's a very small industry. You need specific skill sets. My skill sets were not specific at all. In fact,
to the toy industry in terms of what you would need.
Yeah, because I had my background was teaching for 13 years. Turns out it's a perfect resume for this job. I didn't know that at the time. My job was managing 120 different creative kids a day, every day, with each of them having their own individual project that they're working on. Make sure they have like a sense of direction and understanding of the skill that you need to employ. Keeping their egos in check, meaning like don't let them get too cocky and don't let them get too down, right?
Yeah. In the middle, you know,
managing that whole thing. And I didn't know that this was going to translate well, but I didn't worry about it. I just said, I'll figure it out when I'm in there, but let me in, we'll figure it out. And so there was not a specific skill set that I could put on paper and walk up to, let's say, I don't know, Toy Biz or Hasbro or whatever and say, hey, as an artist with a point of view and a following and a background at managing creatives, I think I could be of service here. Right. And I'll be honest, and I'd mean this with no offense. The previous gang and the gang at the time, I respect them tremendously for their art direction ability, for their relationships and their networking within the industry. They're beloved by artists and creatives across the board to this day. Yeah. But I felt like they were missing a little something in the public persona department. And I felt like it was a little bit... in
terms of how they presented themselves to the public?
Yeah, it was a little bit NPR for my taste. And I mean that with no disrespect. And I know I'm an annoying and loud Cuban from Miami.
Okay, I understand that. I get that. Yeah.
The reason we're friends, dude, is because like I don't have to explain that to you because you grew up with it and you get it and we get it.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm like, hold on. This is too much. This is too much energy for me, sir.
Exactly. And then a lot of rooms I would go in, it was always like, hey, well, yeah, like that. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm going to die in this meeting. I'm going to fucking die in this meeting. And so like, I felt like, I think there's enough people out there who not only love the work, who not only respect the people making it, artists and art direction at the same time, but also kind of would enjoy like
Yeah.
this sense of, I don't know, excitement, enthusiasm,
Oh yeah.
feeling like they're welcome at a party versus like eavesdropping on someone else's party. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and as a kid, by the way, I'm not saying they intended that. It just came across that way. They're
Sure,
actually
sure.
very
I think
kind
it's also
people.
like background, like in terms of like how we were raised. We're like, we're raised with hundreds of family members and
Bro,
friends. We're
it's a
always hanging
litter.
around, always going to parties or something. And so to kind of go into a social environment that doesn't feel like that, it feels very alien. You can be like, oh, I don't know if I really fit in here.
Yeah, and I was just excited, dude. Like I've been my whole life trying to get into this world in a meaningful way, you know. And I pictured I would get in, and someone would be like, "Peter, you've made it. Let me show you the ropes."
They open the door.
Yeah, yes,
Like,
like
and
a Wonka factory or like the
yeah.
Stonecutters in The Simpsons. Like I'm so stupid that I pictured something like that. Nothing could be further from the truth. No one
Oh, man,
has
you
any
guys
idea what's
Simpsons
going
being
on.
the same, by the way. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah,
since you just mentioned Stonecutters, but anyway, I
yeah,
digress.
man.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, no, but it's like there was no real structure, and so that made me a little nervous, to be honest with you. I'm like, oh, I am going to be a lot because there is nowhere to fit me in as a piece. I'm going to have to figure out how I fit in, and my first reaction is like, let's go share. Let's have an open house party. Let's turn the company
Mm.
into the vibe of an open house party from college and high school.
Yeah.
Like you get a flyer, you don't know whose house it is, but you're invited, you're going to go and it's going to be the funnest night ever.
Yeah.
And so that minus calling the cops is kind of what I wanted Mondo to be. I wanted it to be the one company who would say, "Hey, we have an awesome job. It's crazy, it's stressful, it's like hard work, it's all these things, but it's an amazing job, and I want to share with you how awesome this is because A, I can't hide it. I can't keep it, you know. Also, B, I want you to know that there's a thing that you can aspire towards. I also want artists to feel like if I get to work with one company, I want to be that one so that the best ideas come to us first, right? So there's a strategic aspect to it too. And I don't want it to be I don't want it to be the cool kids table in high school. I fucking hate that. And I've encountered that so many times in my life. And I got to a point where I just assumed it had to be this way for some reason. And one day I said, fuck it, dude. No, it doesn't. And I'm just going to like push back against it wherever I can. And the more success I found with my own artwork, with working with Skybound, getting to have Robert Kirkman on my stream just for fun, just to goof off is like a privilege. You know what I mean? And so when you get that kind of like momentum, what are you going to do with it? You know, I think a lot of people will be just like overwhelmed, rightfully so, or like turn inward and go, okay, I'm shying away from this too much, or like, I don't know, become a dick. And like the right answer is to say, let's make this party so big and successful that I can add extensions to the house so more people can fit in it, and then manage who's in it. If you're a dick, you got to get out. If you're cool, you can stay. And that's what my goal here has been for a while.
Well, man, I think it's been working. I think there's been the whole, you mentioned like kind of like the vibe of how it was. There's definitely been a culture shift in terms of how people perceive Mondo, especially now. And I think that's really it's attributed to what you, Hector, Alex, everyone that's been there really had put their best foot forward.
Yeah.
And really been like, this is what we do. This is what we're about. And we want to feel like it's a fun thing that everyone is a part of. You know, there's like this standoffish thing that like, oh, it would be cool to be a part of, but how do you even it doesn't have that kind of thing to them, you know?
And I tell people to go, you'll have to keep me on track. I will ramble and we'll find ourselves off in the weeds.
We're on schedule. We're on target.
But the point is, like, if you reach out to me with your stuff, I will look at it and I will tell you like one of a few things. I'll be like, this is fucking awesome. Let's figure out how to work together on something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It might be a minute, but let's figure it out. And I promise you, if I say that, I mean it. I just don't necessarily know how we're going to do it. And it might be a minute, but I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. Or I'll be like, this is awesome. It doesn't necessarily jive with what we're doing here. I think you should keep pushing it though, because it's awesome. People told me that. Bob Schreck, the former editor in chief of DC, after a year of being shut down by, comics people saying that my art is good but doesn't fit, or it's not good, or it's this or whatever, he told me, he goes, 'cause I was making stop motion movies. And
You were.
I was, well, I mean, like short little college projects.
Hey, man.
And then I got to a point where I just enjoyed sculpting and painting and doing the little fabric clothes and setting up a scene. And then I would just photograph it. I don't know what this sucks, bro is. but I would just get to a point where like, I just liked looking and building them, and so I started taking pictures of them and go, man, it would be cool if like a comic cover looked like this, like a stop motion diorama. So I would take them. I would even like do the title treatment on them and all that kind of stuff. And Bob Schreck goes, "This is awesome. It's like real art. We can't do anything with it. You should continue to figure out where you fit in this world." And I was like, "Wait, what? What?"
Right.
But it was motivational, but it was confusing, but it
like,
didn't.
where do I go with it? Like, okay, you like it, but you can't give it to like something that
So what I didn't understand at the time is that someone like Bob Schreck is feeding like 500 different like requests a day, but fielding, I should say. And then, and so I'll tell you, like, this is great. I don't know if we have anything that works with this right now, but don't give up, keep going. Or I would say like, this isn't there yet.
Or this
it's
sucks,
not there
bro.
yet. Oh,
yeah.
Oh
but
my
maybe you say
God.
that as the internal monologue or like the subtext of,
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Like, you know what's funny, man? To be honest with you, there is a lot of stuff that I get sent that does suck, and but that's not crazy. Like, that's normal. Like, I've publicly been embarrassed with bad work and not realizing how bad I sucked.
Well, the percentage of stuff that you're gonna get that's bad is probably way more than the stuff that's really stands out.
Yeah, and it's not that it's even bad. It depends on the person, right? Like, if the person goes internally, this is everything I got to give, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going forward with, they have every right. I also have the right to go, appreciate it. It's not really the caliber of work that we're looking for.
Yeah.
But cheers, right? Hope it works out for you, right? Right?
Yeah.
Some people will take that and go, oh, fuck it. I'm done. Or screw this. I'm not going to, screw him big time. Some people will go back and like hit me up again in 6 months and it's like vastly improved. Still not ready, but like they're on to something.
Right.
And to me, it's a state. The state that your art is in is either ready or not ready for the audience that I work with and Mondo works with. Mm-hmm. There might be another audience that wants exactly what you have in that moment.
Right.
So it's on you to find it.
What I was telling you was like, it's not like for us, but it's something that you should definitely work on because there's going to be a time and place for it and a place to, show that off or offer it to people.
100%. And it's hard to hear that, and it's hard to say it to people. Oh, that's my buddy Raph. We're doing Fortnite tonight because it's Simpsons season.
Dude, the Simpsons. I mean, I played Fortnite one time, and I downloaded it just to do the Simpsons stuff.
Dude, I'll get your name after. We'll jump on together. Yeah. But dude, like, it was this thing where like I think you have to be ready to hear that kind of thing, and you have to be ready to say it because it's also not helpful to butter somebody up when they have work to do. I hated that. When I felt like I was being like given a head pat, like, hey, good job, kid. I'm like, fuck this shit. This is useless. Useless. And I would get mad for that reason. So I'm like, that's why
giving you a gentle compliment, like, hey, keep going, like, fuck you or something.
And you want to know something crazy, dude? And whoever's listening to this, one of the perks of my job was like I'm on email chains with fucking legends.
Yeah.
Legends. Like Dave McKeon. Like I'm on an email thread with Jim Lee, or was on one with Jim Lee. Mm-hmm. Like big name artists who I've admired my whole life, respected. And I've also been on the side of it where, because we're commissioning them to do something for us, in my head, I'm like, bro, if this guy farts on a paper and sends it, I will fucking frame it.
Frame it. You will smell it.
Dude, if this guy just writes, fuck you, stupid, attack Peter, I'll be like, oh, thank you.
God bless you.
But they're doing like incredible masterworks, and they send it in to us to get our thoughts before they formally submit it to us. Like, hey, this isn't my formal submission back yet. Just want to get your opinion on this as it goes. I'm like, my opinion, dude?
Excuse me?
Like, me? And then at that point, I have to pretend to like feel worthy to do that because
you can't have you can't have the imposter syndrome thing. Be like, oh my god, you have to be like, yeah, we're peers, you know?
Yeah, you kind of because
think about right when you respect people so much, you revere them.
You have to, because in that moment they're asking you honestly, like, hey, you have this job for a reason. You see a lot of stuff. Is this hitting or not? I'm too close to it to tell. Mm-hmm. And that was a mind-blowing moment. I felt very like nervous about it, talking to these artists who, and none of the ones that I named, by the way, I'm not going to mention who, but the point is like, it's something that doesn't go away. Where you could be an accomplished, like you win all these awards, people stand in line to meet you, my God, and there's nothing left for you to achieve, and there's still a part of you that isn't sure. And so knowing that, being on that side of that exchange made me realize we all need this we all need to be this for each other, and we all need to be open to this kind of criticism from each other. And so that's been awesome.
Or the Neil Adams family, if a piece he was Haagen-Dazs them, and he loved it. So,
dude, Neil Adams, I met him a few times. One of the coolest guys.
Really?
Dude. Yeah, he was a South Florida guy. He was always at SuperCon.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I someone asked when did the name Attack Peter start? I go from Attack the Planet.
Yeah. So the Attack Peter name is really just kind of like coincidence, really. Me and my buddy Brian Reedy, who's another great printmaking artist from here in Miami, another teacher. He's currently teaching. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's awesome. And we used to go to shows together and set up together. And like we were so worried about spending our money on a table individually because we didn't think anything was going to sell. We didn't want to lose our money, so we would split a table and came up with a name for the two of us, which was Attack the Planet. And it was like meant to be like a riff on like old pulp comics, you know. And so we had a website with all of our work on it, both of our work, attacktheplanet.com. And then if you wanted to email Brian, you would email attackbrian@gmail.com. And if you wanted to email me, it was attackpeter@gmail.com.
There it is.
And that's where it came from.
The origin. Speaking of origin, I just wanted to ask, like, what was the thing that really got you into making your art, that inspired you? What was the thing that you remember offhand, the first memory?
The thing that gets me to this day wanting to make stuff is I see something. Well, I remember when it was music, and even and then one day I had a literal, like, for my Catholics out there, the Saul to Paul moment with art, and I'll tell you about it. But like with music, I remember just hearing distorted guitars and going, "What is that? I need to be able to have that on tap."
Was it like an album?
Yeah. Well, oh my God. I mean, like I was a huge, all the '90s music when I was a kid. It was like Pick. There was just so much of it. But I remember hearing Aerosmith, Get a Grip, and Led Zeppelin, and all the classic rock bands at the time were very big on the Miami radio stations. And then hearing Black Album and like that kind of sound. Yeah. And then being a fan of like Back to the Future and Bill and Ted's, whenever they would just go jing, I'm like, what is that sound? And I remember hearing Pantera walk.
Yeah.
And I just like and then seeing bands live. Seeing bands live and like how fun that looked, and that you could write something, perform something, and someone would get like a charge out of it. Like I wanted to emulate that, right? And then I was in bands forever at that point. Always wanted to do music. I gave up drawing. Not that I gave up consciously, but I just didn't do it for years. Right. And then I was at an Orlando comic book shop called Coliseum of Comics. And I was actually there to meet, funny enough, Jim Lee for the Hush, Hush. He was doing like a campaign.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. That tells you what year it was.
Yeah,
it had to be 02, 03 or something. Yeah. He was doing like a tour of Hush where he would do signings, and then you'd wait in line and he would sketch for you. It was the greatest thing ever.
So cool.
Before the signing started, I was walking around the stores, and and I remember walking in, and I was looking for anything Creature from the Black Lagoon related, because even back then that was my guy. And
You're into all Universal monster stuff.
all of them, but Creature, Creature,
One.
Creature, and Boris Karloff Frankenstein to me is like, like the it's hard. I don't even know how we peaked as a society, but anyway, but
On that one.
so I remember having seen a Creature from the Black Lagoon comic once. It was an Art Adams one, actually. And I was asking about it. Like, do you guys have a Creature from the Black Lagoon comic? And they're like, no, we don't. But you got this comic, Hellboy, and it's got a character in it who looks like the Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's really good. You should check it out. I'm like, what? Okay. And I looked at it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, the Mike Mignola drawing style, it broke my brain, dude.
Really?
I was just like, what is this? I felt it was the first comic art that I could imagine touch. Like, I could hold, like, I felt like I could reach in and grab it because it had like this texture to it, like this volume to it. Obviously, the mood and the palettes and the character designs, but I remember going home rattled. Like
when you saw that.
Yes, there was a T-shirt hanging in the comic store from the comic Wake the Devil, I think, which is when he grows his big horns and he snaps them off. And
Like kind of what it looks like.
let me see if you have it there.
I want to bring it up here.
Yeah. Well, this is a recent drawing I think he did of Creature, but yeah, it was that style, dude. Like that style is like it was so different from what I had been exposed to, growing up. I was a McFarlane guy, and obviously the Image guys and X-Men and all that. But that there was something about that just floored me. And I went home immediately. I'm like, who's Mike Mignola? What is Hellboy? And I was like, and I was like buying everything I could at every comic shop. There was hardly any Hellboy, anything, anywhere. And it literally was a moment where if I made a movie of my life, that would be the.
That's the yeah.
It's so crazy to have a moment to even point to like that, because I had been a kid who loved to draw his whole life. Oh, so fucking good, dude. Whoever owns this, man, congrats. I would love to do a toy just like this. If anybody knows Mike Mignola, or if you see this, like, I will do it exactly like this. We will nail it. You can art direct it, Mike. I just want to own this so goddamn bad.
So cool, man. It's so cool. You talked about it when we were doing an interview at Comic-Con. You're like, Todd McFarlane, like, we love to do a Spawn.
Yeah.
Like, Spawn would be awesome. Like, imagine all the Mike, like, you did a Hellboy or something, It's just...
and the reality is, these are not the projects that would make the most money. Let's be real transparent. Like, they would sell, but we would make way more money doing like the next Motu figure or the next, Ghostbusters figure, whatever it is. But this is like something that I love about Mondo, is that if I have a burning like passion to do something, someone's going to say, go for it. We just got to get it approved by, the people involved. But anyway, that guy's artwork, Mike Mignola's artwork, literally set the course of the rest of my life. And literally the house that I'm sitting in, this garage that I converted to be like the coolest freaking studio ever, is all because of his work. And the effect it had. It's weird. It kind of has like a spiritual tinge to it. It's like a I don't know how to describe it, but it was a literal fork in the road where I went, we're going this way. Yeah. And I couldn't care less about music the same way anymore.
Like the third eye opened when you saw it.
So wild, man.
So you left music entirely once that happened?
Yeah. I did it a little bit longer because I had, a band and stuff, and it just didn't. Like, I could tell my head was going over here. Okay. I could just feel it.
You already felt yourself kind of like going away from that, and
I have a very like stubborn nature and an obsessive, like compulsive nature, where it's like once I get it. Oh my God, bro! Yes, Roland. If you can make that happen, let me know. I'll hook you up with a free set of the whole thing.
I think Roland works like he knows a lot of stuff and information. I think he's secretly CIA. So
no shit.
Yeah.
Well, then tell me where the aliens are. So the other thing is, so it was like these kind of things are so important and impactful to me that I love to talk about them, because I grew up wondering how this worked for other people, and I would just read Wizard magazine. I would read like a Bible. I would read the comic the Comic Insider, Comics Buyer's Guide, all these action figure collector. My big moment when I realized it wasn't just art but toys I needed to do was again with Hellboy when Mezco put out the Hellboy figures, the Dave Cortez sculpted ones in like 2002, the comic accurate ones.
Yep.
The movie ones were fucking awesome. I loved them. I have them still, some of them. But the comic ones that Dave Cortez sculpted, Mezco put out, I could not believe this was a real thing. And I remember saying to myself, well, I'm never going to get into this world for art. I'm not that good. I can't sculpt. I can't paint. I can't design anything or whatever. But if I go to business school, maybe I can like learn how to be in the business and at least be close to it, you know? And that was my real, these, bro. Oh my God. And you want to know something funny? I wonder what these go for now. But at the time, they were on clearance racks in Miami. And I would go to Virgin Megastore in Miami, RIP, you know, and they would just sit there. I bought the whole set day one. A month and a half later, they're still sitting there. I'm like, what? I felt guilty leaving them there. And I bought them all again. I bought them all again. I'm like, this should not be sitting here for shame. You know what I mean? And I bought them twice and gave them to friends who cared and liked it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a thing that like the art hit me so hard, and it was also that, and this is probably a good segue to whatever else, but it was that his art style, anytime I saw something drawn by him, I didn't have to wonder. I knew it was him. His style is so specific.
Yeah.
And so I became obsessed with artists who had that kind of style, you know? Oh, Roland, I've directly asked him, and he just never seems impressed with me, like even being around him. He's like the nicest guy, and we have mutual friends, and I've put out many a feeler, but every time I feel like I'm the problem, probably. Like I'm too excited.
Too much energy, you know?
Yes.
You throw a party, man. That's the thing. You gotta throw a party, and
I think I've ruined it. I think I've ruined it for myself. I just can't mask my excitement in that scenario, but.
Did you see the boss fight studio one?
I already ordered it. Are you kidding me? And then I saw some YouTube video like, I can't believe they're selling the jacket and fists separate. I'm like, it's separate? I gotta go order it. Literally.
What do you think about that? Quick aside. How do you feel about like someone complaining about that, or being like, okay, you're making a Hellboy figure and then you're also selling the coat and the accessories separate?
Complaining about it, in my opinion, with all due respect, is finding something to talk about on a slow news week. Why it might have happened, because what does it mean if you're complaining? It's like maybe you feel wronged, right? And at the end of the day, this isn't your toy.
Justice was done upon you.
You know, you're not owed anything, bro. Like, and sometimes, man, I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes I love watching Toy Tuber shows. I do. I do, because it replaces my comic book Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Going to the shops, hanging out, agreeing, disagreeing. Right. You know, I loved it. I miss it. Like Miami doesn't really have that, sadly. So the toy YouTube shows, I love watching them. Even when I don't agree, even when someone annoys me, I still like watching it. Yeah. And so, you know, there's a little bit, I believe, on YouTube of this kind of like kayfabe, you know, like this performative, disgruntled energy. At least I hope it is, because if you're complaining about that, you might have a fucking kick-ass life. That's your number. You don't want the perspective is off.
No, exactly. Like if this is a thing that really bothers you, then hey man, you must be living life.
As a person on this side, if I had to guess what happened there, my guess. No, I don't have beef with anybody. Peace and love. They might not like me. I like everybody. If I had to guess, that was probably a scenario where there was a price restriction. Yeah. Where like either they had a limit to how high they could charge or how low they could charge. Or there was a narrow window because of a license. Right. And they had the whole thing together. And they're like, if we put this together, it's going to cost us X. We need to hit X amount for it to be profitable so we can do another one and give our employees health care. And so we're going to have to peel this off. And then probably there's somebody in the company who's a huge Hellboy nerd like me, like, guys, I understand that we are releasing it without, but we cannot be the toy company that puts out a Hellboy figure without the coat.
Yeah.
Let's be adults.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, we cannot pack it in. It's going to be too much, and we're going to hit the whatever, and it's all, there's so many moving parts. I guarantee you that if that company could have figured out how to put it together in today's environment where every package is going to be tariffed right now, you do not want to do that. You do not want, that does not help you as a toy maker. They're going to have to eat something there. So at the end of the day, I've gotten to the point where I can just see these things and I go, I bet you there's this, I bet you that, especially a company like Boss Fight.
Someone that has experience and knowledge on this.
Yeah, it's true. I've seen wild stuff, dude. Like I can't get into everything, but I can tell you, like, generally there are projects that were almost done that will never see the light of day because of a miscommunication about the rights to a likeness
Internally with you guys, with Mondo?
Yeah. And I've heard it from other companies. Like, you everybody thinks they're on the same page. The contracts are signed. Everyone's good to go. We've talked. And somebody misinterpreted something, or someone pretends they misinterpreted and then later go, oopsie, actually, you're not allowed to do this thing. And so, like, there is, what I used to say all the time, and now I haven't said it in a while, so I'll say it again. Every time you look at your collection and you got a figure in there that you love, that you wake up and you see it and you go, fucking, they killed it with this thing. This thing makes me so happy. Or you see a figure you want to pre-order and it goes, oh, I can't pass on this. The reason is because you love it. Like, it's doing something to you. Yeah. That is a miracle that thing exists. It's a miracle that the figure exists. Your favorite album is a miracle. Your favorite movie is a miracle. I just heard Guillermo del Toro on CBS Sunday mornings today. Yeah. I was watching it, and he was the interviewer saying that asking him that why he says that Frankenstein, the story, has been a movie has been a story that's affected all of his films. All of his films. Yeah. And one of the examples that he gives for why he feels that way is because he relates to Victor Frankenstein in someone who's trying to control something, and you can't. It gets out of your control. And then as you get older and more experienced, you realize that you have to work with those unexpected, crazy things that happen when you think you're in control. And so that's the reality, like, of all of this, even at his level. Imagine that at his level, someone's fucking with him.
I do. Yeah. I mean, look, he said, the original actor was going to put a creature dropped out with 9 weeks left, and they had to readjust. And he's like, I let the movie tell me what I need to do.
Isn't that something? That's wisdom. You get to a point.
It's just like all the years of work you put into it. You just sort of, like, something clicks. You're like, okay, well, I have to adjust.
Yeah. I guarantee you he still got some nice stomach acid and pops some Tums, because in the moment it fucking ruins everything. You know what I mean? You could be on a killer day and some news, especially nowadays, some news breaks where, like, there's going to be a new secret double surprise tariff that you didn't know about. And I'm just like, the whole day I'm like this. I'm just like,
I mean, just dying inside.
Dude, dying. Because
I can't imagine.
All we want to do is make the coolest thing we can make, get it out the door so it gets on your shelf, and you go, bro, fuck yeah. And then I can go, isn't that? And you're like, yes, bro. I'm like, fuck it. And just because it reminds me of being at the comic book store on Wednesday.
Love Kessler.
Yeah, man. No, I wanted to mention this. Is it cool if I share this photo?
Just share everything, as long as I have clothes on.
You do have clothes on. Great clothes.
Yeah.
So you're talking about Guillermo, and you got to hang out with him. You were saying that you were on forums and stuff, and he would be talking to everyone.
This is the Attack Peter technique. It was funny because I was just like it actually probably right after the story I told you about seeing that Hellboy art. I was like a fan for about a year or two at that point, and they announced that they were making a movie, and then they announced that he was going to direct it. And I had heard the name, and my buddy Seth, who used to own a horror collectible store in Miami called Oh the Horror. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a little shop on Bird Road. Look at that picture. But that was actually an actual camera with a printed photo.
That's awesome.
In Spain. Yeah, bro.
So fucking cool.
It's wild. I have no business being on that set. For real, dude. I was a little dumb kid. And anyway, but the point is, I heard the name. My buddy pointed out that he had made some great movies that I should check out, and I went and watched Kronos and Devil's Backbone, and then I realized, Blade 2, and I go, oh my God, Blade 2 is him trying out to make a Hellboy movie, and I put on the director's cut, and he says as much. I'm like, So like now I had been on this message board. Again, pre-social media, like you just go to boards and like that's the topic. And there was a Hellboy forum. There was like Hellboy1.net or .org or something like that. And there's a bunch of us Hellboy nerds. And he joined the group. Like he joined the boards. And so he would talk. Yes. Holy shit, dude. Look at that. I never thought someone would catch an Oh the Horror reference. That was one of the best things ever. And so he was on the boards, and I was like, fucking sick. And so one day I just DM'd him on the group, and I go, and I was working for an indie mag here in Miami at the time called Lo-Fi magazine.
Okay, Lo-Fi.
Do you remember that?
I think so, yeah.
It was like Anime Hurricane. It was beautiful. It was like super glossy, like professionally done.
Yeah, Anime Hurricane, because I used to go to FIU.
Exactly, it's right there.
I was a disc jockey at Radiate FM.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah,
I was on Radiate FM for my band.
FM?
Yes, my band.
Really?
You could probably Google it and it'll show up. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. It's like a little acoustic set we did or something.
Played at the studio?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Anyway, so I go, this is what Attack Peter does, okay? And not to speak of myself in third person, but just because we're
for the rest of the show, continue to talk in third person.
Because we're memifying, I go, I need Guillermo del Toro, the guy who's about to direct a movie for my favorite thing in the world right now, is on this board. I'm not going to just be like, hey, so like, like Chris Farley talking to Paul McCartney. That's who I am. That's
on the inside. Right?
That's me on the inside. I'm just like, I've been burned so many times. Exactly, dude. Exactly. So I go, oh, there's an indie magazine in Miami. I go, if I can get on the radar of this magazine, I swear to God. And so I go to him, I go, hey, I could probably get us an interview with Guillermo del Toro. I swear to God. Yes. And then, and they go, yeah. I go, yeah, probably easily actually. And and they go, well, we will put it in for sure. If you get it. I'm like, okay. And so then I messaged Guillermo del Toro on the board, and I go, hey, I'm working for a local magazine. I would love to interview you about Hellboy in it. And he goes, sure, I can't like do a phone interview or anything, but if you want to just email me the questions, I will email you the answers. And he emailed me like good answers, like 10 seriously awesome answers. And I go, whoa. And so it was so crazy, dude. And so I went and I took the interview to the magazine. They published it, and then I used that to go interview a bunch of other people. Like I got Mike Mignola on the phone for like 2 hours.
Oh, that must have been crazy. The fact that you've loved his work for so long, you changed your life.
At that point, I was like 2 or 3 years of being a fan. I was just like that's how persistent I'll just get to it. Or like I interviewed Steve Niles at the peak of the 30 Days of Night thing.
Wow.
Eric Powell for the Goon was a big fan. I was a big fan of his. Yeah,
that's funny. Just kind of think of it, because at Radiate, I interviewed a lot of people I admired in the music industry too.
Yeah.
And comedians. I had like Aziz Ansari come in and do like an hour.
They used to do awesome stuff at FIU with comedy.
Yeah. I interviewed Billy West. I interviewed the voice of Space Ghost. I interviewed like so many cool people.
How cool, dude!
Like you get those opportunities because you just go for it.
100%.
Don't not give so much of a shit in the way.
No,
you do give a lot of you give so much.
Yeah, you care.
You care so much.
But but especially in Miami, there's not a lot of opportunities. Like you gotta grab them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's not California, it's not New
Yeah.
York, it's not the place where those opportunities are presented. In Miami,
Yeah.
you have to really claw for them. And then for
Yeah.
me, as a radio DJ, yeah, I mean, I interviewed Ice Cube one time, and that was super
Yeah.
cool. And I
No
interviewed
shit.
a bunch of artists and actors and everything.
Cool, man.
And so it's funny to see the similar kind of paths that we've sort of followed.
In this city, you had to, dude. And then, well, just to tie it back to that picture, I then got a phone call or an email from his assistant to see if I wanted to see a screening of Hellboy when it came out for Latin American press. I said, fuck yeah. So we got to see it the day before it came out. And then the next day, to connect to this photo, I got a phone call from Guillermo del Toro at my mom's house. He just called my
or something.
Yeah, because my screen name at the time was El Huevo Supremo. And he goes, Huevo! And I go, what the fuck? And so he goes, how did you like the movie? And I'm like, I fucking loved it. It was so good. He's like, wait, don't tell me anything else. Come to dinner and tell me about it at dinner. And I'm like, what? And so in my head, I'm picturing a press dinner.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know what that means, but I assume there's a long table and more important people will be close to him and I'll be
formal and all
on the
that
floor
stuff.
eating scraps,
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck it, yeah, hell yeah, And he goes, do you mind if I bring a friend with me? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And so I get there, it's me and then my ex-girlfriend, my then girlfriend at the time, and I think I'm 20 years old, maybe 20 years old, and the friend he brought was fucking Ron Perlman, and by the way, nobody else.
Just you three.
It was me and my ex-girlfriend, yeah. The
And
four
your
of us.
ex-girlfriend, right.
And Ron Perlman was feeding my ex-girlfriend chocolate cake in front of me. To be honest. Yeah. Honestly, I was like, this is fucking amazing. Actually, I just got to let it happen. What am I going to say? I'm not even there. I'm just taking it all in.
My girlfriend chocolate cake. And
yeah,
that's just what's
by the way,
right now.
this and in her mouth. I swear to God, like that.
Wait, fully digging in.
Yeah. He goes, here, how's this? And I was like,
what the fuck?
I was like,
all right, cool, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's how intimidating I am in person, 5'5". Yeah, that's how she became.
I mean, that would be one of them.
Yeah. It was crazy,
and then they got
dude.
married.
Yeah, right.
It was Ron Perlman.
Exactly. It was so crazy, and I became the stepson. It was so freaking crazy. Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna get cucked, you know what I mean?
Get cucked by
yeah, you get cucked by help.
You know?
Yeah. So. So it was just this insane thing, but I was able to stay in communication with him here and there. I wouldn't ever bother him, but I had his email. Yeah. And I bumped into him one day at Comic-Con again, in 2007, so 5 years later, and he was announcing his next movie, Pan's Labyrinth. And I had actually just broken up with this woman. Not just broken up, but I'd been broken up for a little bit. So it was probably 2004. Yeah, 2004 probably. Yeah. And I can't remember the years, but I said, I think you could tell I was kind of down. I was supposed to be at Comic-Con with her. I ended up just going by myself, and I probably looked down if I had to guess. And I said, hey man, you're gonna make this movie. I'll get myself out there. I will put myself up. I'll figure it out. Can I just hold water for you on this? I just want to see this. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not going to be crazy. He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. And so, yeah. And so I went and I went on an amazing trip to Spain with my uncle and cousin who were coincidentally going anyway. Oh, and wow. I tagged along. I had an amazing 2 weeks. At the very end, he sent a car for me. And a car drove me up into the mountains of Spain in the forest where they were filming, and it's that what you see right there, where it was that was really there. You walked back in a little further, it was the well that you descend. Yeah, wow. And it was just they were filming a scene where the actress who plays one of the servants of the house was hiding a knife in her apron, and so she kept wiping the knife and tucking it, that kind of thing. And then I had lunch in craft services with Guillermo del Toro and Lloyd Levin, one of the producers. And this must have been 2004 or something, because we're talking about the incoming King Kong Peter Jackson movie.
Okay.
And what that would mean for cinema with effects and all that kind of shit. So it was just this dude. But you want to know the craziest part about a whole thing? The whole time,
crazy, but yeah, go.
the whole time I felt, what am I doing here?
Imposter syndrome to the max.
Yeah, like more like how many opportunities am I going to get and have nothing to like offer, nothing to show for it, nothing to be able to say, hey, nice to meet you guys. Look, I'm working on something. I'd love to show it to you. Yeah. All I used to do back then is tell them about my friends who were awesome artists. And I actually got a friend of mine hooked up to do concept art, and he fucked up. And he could have been concept art with Del Toro. But the point is, like, I just used to feel like what a sick joke my life is, that like I get put in these incredible positions and have nothing to like
show for it.
Yeah, or to offer,
right.
And I just got to go back home and say, isn't this cool? And it started to feel bad. And so I remember at that day saying, I'm not going to Comic-Con anymore until I have something to show. And
so it was that moment, like after Pan's Labyrinth, like, okay,
what am I doing?
Something needs to materialize.
Yeah, I hate to like stop being this fucking like just, I don't know, hanger on, or I felt like I was just some like I just felt like I was taking up air and space and wasting someone else's time, so
right.
It was this weird thing, but yeah.
I'm like, I don't think you were. That's probably not
what
it was. But
that's how I felt.
You obviously had bigger aspirations. You wanted to achieve something, but you weren't doing it, until it finally, you were like, okay, I need to actually commit to the thing and do it.
100%.
Yeah, which you did, man. I mean, look, I think it all led you to where you are now, man.
It all worked out.
Eventually you got there, but
yeah,
dude, that's cool. I mean, speaking of working out, you were talking about how much you love Godzilla, and you were just here for Comic-Con. You had this whole thing you did with PBR, which is insane. I mean, your art is on a PBR bottle and can. People can go get it wherever they get their alcohol, and the fact that you also have a freaking billboard in New York City is so freaking cool. You had no idea this was happening, right?
The day before I found out, and I didn't tell like hardly anybody. And Gabby knew, and I didn't even realize how big it was going to be. Like I just couldn't kind of comprehend it. Right. And this shit, like just looking at it, you would think that if this happened to you, like I would look at this every day and go, holy fuck. But I actually get like this weird feeling of like, how am I going to top this?
You're already on to the next thing.
Yeah. Like what do I, like, because here's the thing. This is an extraordinary honor that not only is the art deemed worthy of PBR, but of Toho and Godzilla, like the official company. And by the way, that they allowed me to like include my name on the can, and that they didn't obscure that on the billboard.
Dude, it's right there, crazy. Super clear. It's part of the branding.
It's so crazy. And so like I just so many people, of course, were like, this is crazy, congratulations. And this, I kept wanting to feel like, well, I didn't do the hard part. Someone put that shit up there. That was hard to do. Like I just kind of, but I was trying like
put the billboard up. Yeah.
That whole New York Comic-Con, I was wrestling in my head with like how to process something like that, because I've never had anything like that.
Did you feel you could enjoy it at all?
Yeah, no. Look, I was so proud of it. I was so proud to stand there with my wife and my friends and say, look how crazy this is. I love Ultraman. I would do anything with Ultraman. But the point is, like, I got this sense of like pride, not only for myself, but like the fact that this art style that is a very like a lot of people do printmaking, just not in pop culture.
Right.
And so continuing to like proliferate the awareness around the art style of printmaking, the fact that it's a weird style that people recognize is a goal that I achieved in my mind. Like I wanted to achieve what Mike Mignola's work achieved, what Frank Miller's work achieved, where when you see it, you go, that's them.
Yeah, I think you've achieved this sort of singular art that people associate you with it.
Yeah.
And that's such a hard thing to do, man.
It's hard. It's hard.
Establish a style that people recognize you for.
It's hard, and I'm so fucking grateful for it. But what I felt weird about is like for some people who knew my work and knew that I was an artist, like there's a certain echelon of people, let's say, that are not usually like impressed easily.
Mm-hmm.
And they know my work. They know what I do. They know that I do these figures and prints and all that. But they were like, yeah, it's definitely similar to that. Although that's another level of complex. Like when you see those, that I did it in Japan and it was insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took a little course in Japan and it was insane. I'm not that good. I'm just kind of like, I'm good enough to do what I do. But the point is, a certain group of people who don't normally care cared. And I go, how do I process this? Like, this is weird. And so every time someone asked me about it, I decided to make the story around it about being an artist who is comfortable asking for credit and on the artwork, and not only asking for credit, but for your name to be associated with the artwork. And so that's one good reason to develop a signature style, because when people see it, if they do know your stuff, they'll know it's you. But if they don't know you, it doesn't really help. There's not even a good way for them to look you up. So from the beginning of this collaboration, I said, hey guys, the most important thing for me here is that whenever you post about it, whenever you display it, yada, yada, I'm tagged, I'm credited, because I need, if this is going to be on 60 million cans, which is what they told me, I need that to mean something for my career, and there's no way for people to know that's me if you don't say it somewhere. And so I said, kind of half joking, kind of like nervous I was going to get shut down. This is my mock-up for the can. I sent the artwork, and it looked exactly like that, where the PBR logo is half of my logo. That is not intentional. That's not like some big dick energy trying to do that there. It's just that this is a square logo. This is a rectangle logo. But I submitted this. I'm like, is this okay? And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. And I'm like, what? That easy? And so when they put it on the billboard, I knew that they were just good people, because they didn't have to do that. And what I've made it about for me, for other people I talk to, is if you're a creative, you got to get comfortable having that conversation. Yeah. And you not necessarily going to always be successful. And sometimes you just got to get paid. And I get that. But at some point you need to continue to push and advocate for yourself, which is something that some people are uncomfortable with. Sometimes when people are uncomfortable, when you advocate for yourself, they get uncomfortable. Right. And but you got to keep going. And this should be an example. I hope that some other artist negotiating with some other company goes, you see this? This is what it should be like.
Hey, fucking man, brother.
Yeah,
big thing is artist attribution to work that's out there, whether like posters or art that's on, commercial merchandise, T-shirts, anything. You see someone that put a lot of love and care into it, and then they just kind of give in to the system, or just, like you said, maybe they're just too scared to have the conversation. There's so many like levels of getting that attribution, and you feel like that with like movies and TV shows, anything that like doing something like that can be so not just like inspirational but motivational to actually have that be a standard thing where artists do get that sort of attribution to their work.
100%. And sometimes it's just like an art director will just forget. To be honest, like that happens. They don't mean it. They're not trying to remove it. And sometimes, like Roland said in the comments, some licensors will remove it because it's distracting or it's not really relevant. If you're hired to design something that looks like what it is, it's not so much about yourself as an artist. It's you as a technician. But if you have a certain style that they've come to you for, then I think you have that leverage. And so, you just make sure that you speak up on it, and it's usually going to be fine. Yeah. And
yeah, like what you guys do at Mondo, you credit all the artists.
100%.
Very, very big thing to let everyone know like who's involved in that.
And there's a lot of companies who do that, and there's a lot of them who don't. And I don't understand the ones that don't. And I've had like really heated discussions with companies as to why they don't. Like I've told Funko, like you should put the name of the designer of that pop on the box. Yeah. And if it's more than one artist, put more than one. And if it's 10, put 10. And if it's 50, get a smaller font. But like it means a lot for the artist, not only, for their own self-esteem, but but also so they can tell their friends, hey, I'm the one who designed that. And by the way, like that would really help to foster a sense of, man, I want to work for the company who wants me there bad enough to put my name on the box.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, my hope is like one day artists also get royalties for things like that.
Some do.
Some do.
Some
Not
big
a lot,
ones.
not
Not
enough.
a lot. Not a lot.
Not a
No,
lot.
no, no.
But they should. They definitely should. That's
Yeah.
the next good fight to fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What you guys are doing, Mondo, is so cool.
Thanks, man.
Sam Hain coming out. Well, he's already out now. So
He's out now. I think it goes away tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning.
I think, 11:59 Eastern. I think that's how that works. I can never do time zones well.
It's hard, it's like they're all your favorite children. They're all your babies.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, like personal favorite out of the 112 stuff you guys have done?
Well, I'm Ghostbusters. It literally was Sam Hain. Like that thing blew my mind. Like I have this sort of visceral memory, and the little buddy ghost that came with Boogeyman. This guy right here. This one was like the little blue guy. This guy. This guy. I will say. I fought to get this guy in that set because there wasn't like a specific buddy ghost that would have fit. I'm like, guys, can I nominate the intro ghost? Because this was one of my favorite designs of all time, and so they put him in. So he's a huge favorite. And then recently the Clawful dude. Clawful
is freaking insane, man.
And wait till you see. I think we announced that. God, I hope we did. Tila. Wait till you see Tila, dude.
You definitely announced Tila.
Hey, exclusive.
I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, you announced Tila. You announced Merman.
Okay, then we did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. It can get a little heated here.
May Tamtarana is sculpting Tila, and it is so goddamn good, dude. That it's like, now it's like, can we execute this? This is like next level, and he's a master. But yeah, this Clawful. This is a dream come true for those of us who were collecting the 2000X line.
Yeah, man. Did you get all the the
yes,
Mattel one?
All of them.
And then the Staction figures too?
No, I stopped before the Staction. I couldn't at the time. I was still like, I was just working at Mars Music or it was called Mars Music back in the day. It was like a guitar store.
Yeah.
And so they didn't pay enough for me to collect figures, but I did get all the Mattel ones. This line was my introduction to the Four Horsemen, and it was like right after the story I was telling you about getting that Hellboy wave, and like figures are amazing. I was getting Movie Maniacs, the McFarlane stuff, but this line, the Motu 2000X line, I was like going to Walmart at midnight to get a Mechanic or to get I had them all.
You go through the pallets and everything too.
Yes, dude. Yeah, I was so annoying. I'm an annoying person, dude. Everything I've done is annoying. I go to
look, come on, man. Listen. Like my uncle and I would go to Walmart every single night. My uncle would make friends with the people that worked at Walmart.
Same.
Get their phone numbers and text them and be like, "Hey, let me know when the next Star Wars when the next Marvel Legends are coming out."
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, there's nothing like that anymore.
It was fun to get in a car. We would go to Walmart, the Walmart that we used to go to. I don't know. I remember, you told me where you live, but you more or less. But I was the one on Kendall and 157 around there.
Yeah. I lived in the hammock. So.
Oh, dude, that was your Walmart for sure.
That was my Walmart. Yeah, that was the Walmart I go to.
So we would hit Steak and Shake first.
Yeah.
Right before midnight, we get a little shake, little sandwich, little burger. Then we'd stroll in there like that movie Made, Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn just pulling up, like a couple of cool guy dorks. Me and my friends,
Corolla, coming out,
pulling up in the Jetta, just parking.
Yeah.
Strutting into Walmart, seeing the pallets, looking for that purple stripe of the Mattel box, and then just going. What you got?
Yeah, I need a hit. Daddy needs a hit.
Yeah, I need a hit. Exactly. Stupid.
Little Frisco melt. Oh, man.
Little Frisco melt. Yeah, dude.
That's the way to do it. Tila means Evil Lynn is near. I mean, listen, like, you don't have to say it, but
we're you know,
like, come on,
we're
evil. Like,
yeah, you got to do evil, and we're not working on her yet, and we are like conscious of, for example, like if you did evil in 1/6, space out before you do her in 1/12 a little bit, but yeah, Merman, we haven't done Merman since before I was working at Mondo. It was that long ago, and so we had to do Merman, and then it'll be like that. It'll be like, who is the coolest badass character that we haven't done yet, or like, who is the character that we will look like fools if we don't get to them yet. Right. You know what I mean? Or like, there's some good surprises. There's some good like nods to the original toy line, the 2000X toy line. Mm-hmm. There's so much good shit, dude. And to the people who think that the 1/6 line is slowing down, just wait till you see what's coming in 26, dude. Yeah.
See that? You got the big smile when you say that.
Just wait, because there's two characters that we're doing in one. We're doing more than 2 figures. We're doing quite a bit next year, but there are 2 right now that are being worked on that I'm like, I cannot believe we're here right now, dude.
Can you say which line?
Yeah, for He-Man, for Masters.
For He-Man.
Yeah. That's what I mean. If you think Motu 1/6 is slow,
right. Taking a back seat to 112.
Screenshot those comments, bro.
Okay. So Chris said, any announcement for the rest of the Rogue Gallery for Batman? We need a re-release of Mr. Freed. He looked nice next to Two-Face.
Yeah, I don't even have the original Freeze. I have the Noir edition. There's none. Like Mondo doesn't literally have one in their archive, and so. I've said we should re-release it. I just don't know if that's something that we're going to do, but I've suggested it. There's some people who are like, well, you'd want to re-engineer some things. It's an older figure, and then that costs money. Should we do that versus another character? Because there's a whole Rogues Gallery. Yeah. Like there's, Riddler, Penguin, like, I mean, I really love Killer Croc. Right? Yeah. Like, to me, when Man Bat sold out, I'm like, yo, we're doing Clayface, and we're going to do Killer Croc. And there are some people who are internally were like, Man Bat for sure, Clayface for sure, Killer Croc, I'm not so sure. Like, what?
The people that get Man Bat and Clayface are going to get Killer Croc.
Am I right? If you want to see Killer Croc, let me just tell you, start posting your Killer Croc love pics in groups, because I won't name... Huh?
Like sexy Killer Croc pics?
Man, your results may vary depending on the user. But the point is, like, the people at Mondo read the groups, and like sometimes we're swayed by those things. So if you want to see something, talk about it, because that's how we sometimes do tiebreakers.
Has there anything, like something specific that you guys got feedback on or people were asking for that made you go to that direction?
There has to be something specific. I mean,
whether it's a line or a figure or
people have asked us to bring back the Turtles 1/6 line since I've been here. The original one we did, the Mirage one. And so and they're really cool. And there was something like, we said, since the time that Mondo was doing those, a bunch of awesome figures have come out for Turtles. In 1/12 scale and in whatever, statues, lots of stuff. So we're like, people are asking us to do Turtles again. We want to do Turtles again. What should we do? And at first we couldn't do 1/6 for like tons of legal reasons and licensing issues and all that kind of stuff. Yes, more poker table picks. That would be persuasive. But because of all the energy, we kept going back and saying 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. And then we finally came out with a way to do it, which is what we're doing with our Mondoverse Turtles.
It's crazy, man. How long had that been in development for?
Since I got to Mondo.
Since you got to Mondo.
Since I got to Mondo, we've been trying to get 1/6 Turtles. We actually started working on these figures, like putting pencil to paper. I want to say, what year? This is 25 at the end of the year. Probably the beginning of 24. Is when we first started putting real energy into it.
Right. I mean, I can imagine as the process of actually achieving that, or like getting like the go ahead to be like, yep, do your thing.
Getting the rights, finding the right people to work on it, finding the right viewpoint. There's enough turtle for everybody to have exactly what they want. So we realized that what we had to do was give people something they don't know they want. That was the only lane open at the time. And that is why I like really love being at Mondo because you can say you're going to do that shit, but I won't name them, but there are plenty of examples in the toy world of people or companies putting out a project that looks like they're trying to anticipate what the people want, and it doesn't always resonate. And that sucks. That's a bad feeling when you're a creative and you thought you had it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But and it happens. It happens to anybody. But I am very proud to be at a place where we can take a swing as big as we did with the Turtles. And now they haven't gone up for sale yet. The line could completely collapse. 100%. Brandon Gash is a living legend.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's amazing. And literally a perfect person to work on this. The guy, every meeting we have where he's showing us his progress, he literally says, we're like, Brandon, any updates? He's like, yeah, I'm just swimming in the sewers. And he keeps saying that every time. He keeps saying, like, just swimming in these sewers, man. Just swimming in these sewers. And so I'm like, this is the guy to work on it. Like, he just loves it, you know. And
someone that like lives and breathes it, you know, that is just so ingratiated with like, you know, turtle love is perfect. Can we expect any more anime and manga figures in 2026 like Cowboy Bebop?
Let me see.
How do you phrase it?
I try to figure out how to answer a question sometimes so I can say something without saying it, but there is stuff in development. Whether it makes it out next year, I don't know. And what I will tell you is that working on anime products is very challenging because there is a very narrow lane you have to skate to get it right for these studios to approve it. And so it is something we want to do. And it's something that we are developing different ones, but we'll see which ones actually work out.
If you do Akira, I might lose my clothes.
Oh man, so. I still have my some of my original Akira figures from the McFarlane line.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
Have the bike and everything. Yeah.
Little did we know how rare and hard that was going to be.
Yeah, I know. I thought like you would figure out Akira. They're going to make tons of Akira figures.
Yeah.
Like could be so many of them. And
Metal Gear was the other one. Remember those Metal Gear figures from McFarlane, dude? Yeah.
Well, now Revoltech is doing some Metal Gear stuff.
They look awesome too. I'll be getting those.
Yeah, they look cool. If you can't do Metal Gear, then it's game over. So.
I know.
It'd be crazy. Speaking of game over, I want to get to a game I created just for you.
Oh shit, let's go.
We talked about our love for Miami and how we were born and raised and all things Miami-Dade. So we only got about 20 minutes left. If you guys have some questions, put them in the comments while we play our game.
Yep.
This game is called 305 or Die.
Oh my God, ahí está, dude, la vaquita.
Yeah, vaquita. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you some photos, some blurred photos.
Okay.
You gotta let me know what defunct Miami place that was.
Okay.
Some might be harder than others. Yeah, but we're gonna do it. Someone said Berserk, please. So.
Oh my God, dude.
So Tetsuya McFarlane, yeah. Tetsuya Kaneda. Okay, let's get to our game here. So again, I think you'll do great. I think you'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah. 305 or Die.
This is obviously Farm Store.
This is Farm Store. Yeah, I thought that'd be something that's very you're very familiar with going to the Farm Store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the first one.
This is Churchill's.
This is Churchill's. Yeah, I thought I'd give you an easy one. So
and it's funny because I never really saw Churchill's in the daylight, so I was thrown off a little bit. I was only ever there at night.
Of course. Yeah.
And but we played there a couple of times, which was awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what were your memories of Churchill's? I know it's back. It's back now, which is cool.
Yeah, so. I haven't been since. Look, I'm gonna be honest. It is not a place I would bring my mom. The bathroom.
You think your mom, your family.
You better do a full elimination before you go, because if you have to use that bathroom, bro, you might not make it home.
You might not make it home alive. That's true. Damn. All right, next one.
Shorty's.
Yeah,
Shorty's barbecue. For a long time, the only barbecue you could get in Miami was Shorty's barbecue and Staple. Well, we have a new place that's fucking incredible. New last few years called Apocalypse Barbecue.
Apocalypse Barbecue.
Bro, I can't wait till you come down again, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
My wife and I we gotta go make our way down there.
Down, dude. Stop. Just get on a little one of those little quick flights on a Wednesday.
Assholes, like it's not the same. It's not the same. Like
it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. How long has it been for you?
It's been like a year. It's been that long. But yeah.
Shorty's barbecue. Yeah, dude.
Shivers too.
Shiver's been there for a while. I don't. I think it's Shiver's, but yeah, I used to work in Homestead teaching in at South Dade Senior High, and that was right by. We used to eat all the time.
Nice. Do you ever go to? I mean, it was there afterwards.
Gables?
Man of Action Figure.
Man of Action Figure. I don't know if I know that place, dude.
So they were around. They were on like South Dixie, and they were like right by the Home Depot. And, like where the Toys R Us was. You know, like,
yeah.
They had a little location around there,
like right behind Shorty's.
No, not right behind Shorty's. But where was no, not behind Shorty. But they moved to Homestead. They had like an actual store location. I used to go there quite a bit.
I don't know it. I don't think I know it. Yeah. It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Yeah. Apocalypse is cool, but the 3-hour wait to eat every time or other.
Hey, you got to go with Attack Peter, bro. Peter, Apocalypse.
All right, this one. You got to know this one.
Oh, Tobacco Road.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and funny, Tobacco Road, I never got a chance to play there with my band, but I used to go there a lot and see bands and do the lemon drop shots with chicks and all that kind of thing. And such a cool vibe, dude. You know, the craziest thing about Miami was that all the cool shit to do was like 40 minutes out. Yeah. Like and then parking was impossible.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You would go there, you play there, you played at the Sandbar too.
Sandbar. Hell yeah. Played there. We played at Cafe Cristal all the time. Yeah, the Edge, which was
to my next one.
Cafe Cristal.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there, you know.
That's so funny, dude. Well, it became like a place where they would film novelas.
Really?
Yeah, like after the whole scene died down, like, dude, my band, not to brag, we would sell this place out like you couldn't get in, dude. It was so fucking cool. I never thought that would happen. I was so bad at like being in a band, and then like we got good, and then like people liked it.
You play guitar?
Play guitar. And if I could sing, dude, I would be so famous, dude. I just can't sing. But and it would be so cool because like we would hang out there, and there was like a Wendy's. And
Wendy's right next to it. Yeah,
there was like you can get lo perrito or lo perro, right, with a little hot dog joint, the Colombian.
Yeah.
Hot dog. Ah, such good. Dude, yeah.
That was a good time, man. Like the early mid 2000s. It was so much fun. I wasn't in the band. My I told you my brother Blinking Dogs, and so
we played with your brother.
Yeah, you told me.
I told you that.
Bar, right?
At the Sandbar in the Grove. I have a box of flyers somewhere, and I am like maybe my mom's house. I am dying to go through it to see if I can find that fly. I remember it.
Dude, next time you come on,
hell yeah,
photos. We'll go through it.
I gotta look.
It'll be super fun. Yeah. All right, next one. Wait, a little tougher because this is the inside of it.
Is this Hot Wheels?
No.
No, wait. Is this like a club bar?
Yeah.
This looks like a place called Mama Tried or something.
No.
What is this?
The Electric Pickle.
Oh, I never been to Electric Pickle. I don't think I ever went. Where is this?
This was in like in downtown. I went like once or twice.
Did you ever go to a place called Electric Pickle? Gabby knows about it, my wife.
Okay, there we go.
You said 0405?
No, I don't know. This wasn't 04. This was a little bit later, I think.
A little later? I was going to say, because I was already like old man energy by the time some of this, like I never went to the Grand Central.
Is that the pink one?
There is a place.
There is a place.
Yes.
There's plenty of places. Yeah. Next time, like for a question, I'll do a phone a friend. You can ask Gabby. So.
Okay. Yeah, she's way more cool.
Super cool to hang out with at Comic-Con too.
Oh yeah. She's cool.
We'll bring you guys both on next time. All right, you were talking about.
I worked here. I worked here.
Virgin?
I worked at Virgin. It was the best job I ever had. And I learned so much about music, about books, and just like everybody who worked at Virgin knew their shit. It's not like when you go to Best Buy, no offense, Best Buy, and that when buying CDs in the early 2000s, and like they didn't really, they just sold them. They don't really, but this place they would say, you like this, you got to try this, and dude, it was so cool. I used to be a street team guy, so I would promote like for labels, like they would send me boxes of like stickers and shit in exchange for free concert tickets, and and I was promoting Jamiroquai because singles here when Ricky Martin came out like this to the crowd.
Oh, bro, dude, my cousin went to that signing of Ricky Martin when he was like the Pope or something.
Yes,
like,
he came out right there, right
out in Santa Place. It was a madness.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Virgin was awesome, dude. Like,
dude,
that was like Santa Place was the place to hang out for. It
was the coolest Miami ever was when this place was like happening, dude.
Yeah, Virgin was like that was such a cool spot.
So fucking cool.
I mean, this was a little bit younger.
Oh, no. I know this. This is Grand Prix Racerama.
Yeah,
dude,
man.
I was there the day they wheeled in Mortal Kombat 2. You want to talk about a cinematic moment, dude? We heard the machines were coming out. We were just like, let's go. And I must have been 11 or 12, so it was probably like my friend's birthday. Probably we were like the least cool looking people ever. But we thought we were cool, like standing there. And they literally wheeled it in like a dolly cart, and they put it down, plugged it in, and it made the noise, and we went. Yeah. It was the greatest shit, dude. Yeah, Grand Prix Racerama, dude, right next to Mall of the Americas.
Yeah, man, that thing was awesome. I remember. I think I had like a school trip over there, and I think we like almost spent the night or like had like an overnight at Grand Prix.
Cool.
It was crazy. Like I got on the go-kart. I remember playing Mortal Kombat Ultimate 3 over there. Like that was, again, this is like when you could actually do stuff.
I know.
Before everything went away, you know?
I know, dude. It's weird. Yeah.
Good times.
This is Dandy Bear. Don't even try, bro. I love Dandy Bear. Please have my party there. Come on, bro. You remember that commercial? That commercial's a horror show.
I was gonna blur it last to be like, maybe he doesn't get it, but I just feel like.
Not only that, I live right by here, and I go to this little shopping center all the time. And next door was Mike's Pizza. I used to eat there like every Friday night with my family. And then I want to say like around the corner was Mark Twain's Riverboat Playhouse, which was. That was fucking Five Nights at Freddy's before there was Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Yeah, dude.
Okay, nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Mark Twain's Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Imagine the vibe in there.
Someone needs to make that, please.
Yeah. Specs music, bro. Come on. And not only that, dude, this place is where my family used to rent movies because we used to live. Yeah. It was you could rent movies. It was Specs records and tapes, and there was a video rental to the right. Like the left side was the music, the right side was the video rental. Oh, Galipan, bro, for sure. Man, this guy knows, dude.
Yeah, he's a look.
Yeah. And so in right at the end, they used to have like VHS rentals. I remember I have a visual memory of like, well, you go and get your literal Nintendo rental games there. Yeah. But they also had a cardboard cutout of Predator, and I was like, what is this? Because it was Arnold with the red and green shit. I'm like, what is this? They had pumpkin head cardboard standees. I don't know, man. I guess we're all watching this. We're probably the same age. There was a time where you got your education from wherever you would just walk in with your parents and like, what is this? Everything was like overwhelming in a great way. The world felt gigantic.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's a way where it's just like you're inundated with stuff. Like every time you see something, you would get this really amazing experience of seeing it for the first time and trying to question what it is and what it means. And you have those moments where you can kind of just take it all in.
I miss those times, days.
Yeah, it's just like like the internet. It's so different. You're just like you're bombarded with stuff.
Yeah.
You can take 100%. Your time to like, process things. Like when you saw Predator, like what is this? What's that about?
Yeah. I remember renting the Nintendo game TNC Surf Company or something like that. You remember that game?
Yeah,
the little gorilla on a surfboard or some shit. Yes.
Dude, yeah. Oh man, I used to do a lot of Hollywood Video.
Oh, Hollywood Videos was the nicer place.
It was the nicer place.
But that was later on because Specs was first. You could get those mom and pop plays everywhere, but Specs. And also, by the way, Specs is where you would buy concert tickets. I used to wait in line at the one in Kendall to buy Lollapalooza, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I used to live... Before I moved to the hammocks, I lived on Kendall, like 107th and 88th or something.
Oh, no shit.
So I would go to Specs. I wait in line. I remember I got the Radiohead ticket.
What elementary school? The fans are people watching are probably thrilled with this conversation. What middle school or elementary did you go to?
Niche. So I lived in. So I went to Westminster.
Okay.
And then I moved to West Palm after Hurricane Andrew.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then we moved back, my family, afterwards. And then I went to a Tropical Christian middle school.
Tropical Christian.
You remember Tropical Christian?
Baseball school, right?
Huh?
Were they a big baseball school? No, it's Florida
Was
Christian.
it Tropical Christian? Oh, no, the Florida.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And then I went to Archbishop, ABC.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Little Catholic boy.
Yeah, me too. I went to Columbus,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Take it offline. God.
Yeah, take it. Sorry, dude.
Sorry,
There's so few of us out here, dude.
Exactly. We celebrate it.
Loud Hispanic people from Miami, dude. We're like pariahs everywhere else.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, Grumps, you bastard. We only got a few more, and then Peter got to go. We're gonna end the show. You see this in the mall? Okay, it's a little harder.
That's shit. That's a blurry one. That looks like inside of a mall.
Yeah, let me make it a little bigger. That might help.
No, is this international? No, dolphin. I can't. I don't know from this one. Wait.
Does Gabby want to take a crack at it?
No, she'll kill me if I call her over right now. She's in her pajama state.
Okay.
I can't. Bro, is this Bayside?
No.
What is this?
This is
Sunshine? Burdines! I was going to say JCPenney. Yes, bro. I made a Burdines joke the other day at work on a meeting and no one knows what the fuck I was talking about.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
If I was there, I'd be like, yes! I don't, like, I walk, like, I would go with, like, my mom, you know?
The connection to Burdines for me is that KB Toy Store was right next to it. And my mom would take me to KB first. I could grab something, and then she would go clothes shopping, and I would just be transfixed on my, like, Arctic Batman Returns figure. You know what I mean?
I would go crazy for those. I go crazy for a lot of the McFarlane stuff, like Wetworks. Like all the, like Rosaris Street Fighter. You know, those were, I mean, a little bit later on, but no, but yeah, that was my experience with Burdines. Like, okay, my mom goes there, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was like in the family of like TJ Maxx, Marshall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Kmart, a lot of layaways. My mom did a lot of layaways.
Oh, us too.
I mean, just
service merchandise.
Yeah, that was the way to do it. And then, I mean, you would have got this anyway. But
that's Town and Country.
Yeah.
That's the Town and Country movie theater. That's where I saw Jurassic Park when I was 10 years old. Such a good theater, dude. Then it turned into a 24-hour fitness shack.
Oh, perfect.
With Shaquille O'Neal's name on it. But
perfect name.
But yeah.
No. You remember the arcade?
Flippers. I lived there. Are you kidding me, dude?
Flippers. I mean,
Flippers, bro.
Raised in Flippers.
And in that store, in that mall, there was a baseball card emporium where you could buy comics. Like that's where I bought my X-Men #1 Jim Lee and my Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards that I would collect.
Good stuff, man. Love the trip down memory lane.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man. I thought I'd give you a little.
I love that
fun game. We'll figure out another one next time you're on. But
for sure.
Peter, man, thanks so much
for
joining in. Oh, did you want to show off the figure? Do you have anything you wanted to show off?
Well, I can show off something that hasn't come out yet. I think some people probably seen it, but this is the next Godzilla that I'm going to be releasing really, really soon. Maybe this month. I think it's this month. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's this month. This is the green variant. It's the Jungle Guardian variant, we're calling it. I wanted to call it... I wanted to give it a Miami name, so I always called it like I wanted to call it like I was gonna like La Sawaseda or something like that, and like no one in Japan is gonna approve that name, and but yeah, we call it Jungle Guardian variant.
Japan, come on.
I know, and the original one was this black and white one that is sold out, but this new variant is dropping this month, I believe. So stay tuned. People have been asking. It is happening soon. What is a Sony Godzilla?
That's the big lizard Godzilla.
Oh, Zilla. Well, now he's called Zilla in canon. Is he? Okay. Yeah, and Toho took the design in the movie Final Wars, which is like the Avengers Endgame of Godzilla movies, where everyone's in it. And they put this shitty like CG version of him in it, and they gave him a different name, just Zilla. And he gets dispatched real quick. And so yeah, he's canon though.
Okay, probably not something on the high list, you know. So
you'd be surprised, but not on my priority list. But Hector's gonna reveal something new that he's been working on at Designer Con. We're doing Designer Con in a couple weeks in Vegas. And so we're going to be celebrating the end of the 70th anniversary in a big way. The whole booth is going to be dedicated to Godzilla,
Awesome,
and you're going to see new artwork in the screen prints and posters, new figures, and stuff that's long sold out, and new variants, and dude, people are going to be stoked. In fact, on Godzilla Day, which is tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. Wait, November 3rd is one of them is Stranger Things Day, one of them is Election Day, and one of them is Guy Fawkes Day. It's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I can't remember like which one of the days, but
this household celebrates Guy Fawkes Day, so
like just saying, like they're gonna do. We tease the Space Godzilla. A new one's coming out that people are gonna fucking flip for, I think.
For sure, man. Shin, people got a lot
Shin,
of
I love Shin, dude.
Yeah.
I have a great Shin right here. Look at this one.
Let's show it. Show it before we head out.
This one's a Marusan Shin, so it's this is a whole nother world of toys. The Japanese Sofubi. But this is a company called Marusan. They're one of the first toy companies to put out Godzilla figures back in the day. There you go, Marusan, Japan. Awesome. But this was relatively new, obviously, because Shin is new. But it's made to feel like a Sofubi figure. Yeah.
I have a neighbor across the street from me, and on the 3rd floor, they have a bunch of Sofubi stuff out there. I have had this compulsion to knock on the door, but like, hey, you want to be my friend?
Well, don't commit so soon, but just let's see your figures.
Yeah, that's coming too hot.
Yeah.
Too much commitment to go that intense. But dude, thanks so much, man, for being on the show. Appreciate it. We'll have you.
I love watching you guys. I love watching you guys. You guys drop on Sundays, which is great. I like there's nothing else that I watch that's perfect. You guys are funny. I love the banter. So yeah, my pleasure.
We try to be like the toy comic version of 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Where it's like the weekend's ending. You're just sort of settling into the week. I think that's kind of like the vibe.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I think that's kind of what we want to do. So, dude, appreciate it. And really quick, what can people expect from Mondo in 2026 to send us off?
Holy shit, dude! You can expect to have to make a choice between collecting Mondo and any other company. I think, honestly,
really?
I honestly think so, because I think if I was not working here, I would be really struggling to want to collect this stuff. And even if you only collected Mondo, there's a lot. And so, hopefully people are going to be impressed. We're working our asses off. There's surprises left and right. There's more Mondo squads, which people have been flipping out over. Mondo squads been big for us.
Rocco's Modern Life, and I'm so
Rocco's is coming. Rocco's is coming. Man. Beavis and Butthead are coming. There's a lot, and I really do feel we're at a point. Chris, hold that question. I'll just say that. Hold that question. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. We're working on some cool stuff. Yeah.
Oh shit. All right.
Too early to announce anything, but we're always 2 years ahead. That's how the cycle is. I'm starting to work on tomorrow won't be out until Comic-Con 27.
Wow.
Think of that.
That's crazy.
So imagine how many fucking secrets I got to keep, bro. You think you have it hard? I can't talk about anything. I'm kidding.
Keep close to the chest, man.
You think it sucks to have to pay for an extra coat for your Hellboy figure? I gotta pretend not to know shit.
And with that's how we leave you. Thanks for tuning in. Figures Out included. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.